Hey guys, as promised, here is a real quick video I threw together from the files you sent me. Before I do anything, number one, I want to thank you guys for both helping me out, testing out this Proving Grounds uh, project that the SSA is doing for us. I think it's going to be a real help to the club and get people interested in other types of flying, not just circling around the airport. Um, this video, the way it's set up right now is I have the start synchronized where we're all coming out of start A, out of the circle at the same time. It does show it in real speed, and that's a weakness of CU. I wish it had the ability to run each file at the handicapped speed. The reason being, when you watch the replay, I'm in a much faster glider. I got in much quicker, but our handicap speeds were all within a mile an hour or two of each other. So, there's really no way for it to, I guess there's no way for it to run at different speeds for different gliders. But it's still fun to watch, and you can definitely, when I send this out, you ought to, if you don't have CU, you ought to get it. And number two, you ought to definitely take some time analyzing your flights. It's a great learning tool. The way it is set up now, I even forget. Okay, I'm in red, Eric, you're green, and Steven, you're blue. And I'll go ahead and kick it off. And again, it synchronizes if we're all leaving the start circle at the same time. Here we go. And I'm going to bump up the speed just a little bit. So you can see that I was able to make, I'm going to pause it here, I was able to make glide all the way across from start A to start B. I think I lost about 800 or 900 feet. There was a nice juicy cloud out there, so I knew I'd find a good thermal when I got there, so I wasn't too worried about my altitude. And the other thing I noticed this as I was replaying it is when I'm doing cross country flying on a good day, good day here in Florida, pretty much this time of the year, I'm trying to get 1,000 feet of climb out of 3 turns in a thermal. If I finish 3 turns and I've only gotten 500 feet, I blew it, or the thermal just wasn't that strong. But that's generally the target that I'm using. Is if I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna pick up 1,000 feet, and I'm gonna pick it up within about 3 turns, sometimes 4, but as few a turns as possible. The other thing I'll highlight for both of you as you're doing this is the fastest way to get through a thermal is don't stop, or the fastest way around a track for that matter is don't stop in a thermal. And I'll point out one or two where sometimes I'll do S turns. I'll just kind of zigzag left and right. I'll slow down to a good speed, try and spend as much time as I can in the thermal, but don't actually stop and turn. The other option or action a lot of pilots do is what they call dolphin flying. I'll be cruising along. Matter of fact, in this glider, I was cruising typically between 95 and 100 knots. When I saw that I was in some air that was going up, I would slow it down to 60 or 70 knots and take advantage of that rising air. I'd slow down and try and stay in it as long as possible, but I wouldn't stop and turn, because when you're turning, your speed is 0, your forward speed is 0, and that's what drives your overall task speed down. So you'll see that as this goes on. I'll try and stop it here and there where I do some things other than stopping to thermal. And here we go. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and I think I did pick up 1,000. Right there was a zigzag I did. Another thermal, 1, 2, 3. I got my 1,000. Made the turn, and anywhere you see yellow, if you can't see it on this view, but I'm generally trying to slow down and take advantage of that lift as I'm going forward, and then accelerate. Just the opposite when you're in sync, go faster. And there we go. I'm in for a landing. Now I can focus on Eric. So Eric, you did a great job flying straight lines, and don't laugh. That's the hardest thing for me to do. I let the sky distract me too much, and I tend to chase clouds. But you did a good job staying on course, and that's something a lot of people have trouble with, me included. And then Eric, you and that blue glider of yours, you have a lot of fun flying it. I have yet to fly the 126, but you're becoming our expert 126 pilot here at the club. So great job to you. Now, if we set this course up with any wind, Eric, you wouldn't have made it back to made it back to start A. But guys, again, this is kind of a weird video. It's we're spread out so much in performance on the gliders, but I really appreciate you all coming out and helping with this, and I can't wait to do this for real when we get out to the club. Thanks a lot.